When I was in my early 40s, I started having a lot more symptoms that I would had related probably at that time to more mental health um, than not connecting my mental health to my physical health. I would get these sort of odd, mysterious rashes or odd, mysterious symptoms. Like I would get so sick to the point where I would like get like I've had mono twice or I'll get pneumonia. And so then I would have, what would be considered asthma. When I first applied to ABB, when I received the list of all of the things and all the symptoms in the different buckets of the systems in the body, I couldn't believe I had something in every bucket. I had something in every system, but I had never put them all together before. Once I came into ABB, the turnaround for me physically was so quick by understanding that I wasn't having panic attacks in the middle of the night. I actually have dysautonomia, that I wasn't lazy because I don't want to go for a walk. It was the fact that I was in tremendous pain and all the things are related. So if I have a what I would call now not a panic attack, but I would call like a sympathetic nervous system reaction, that could trigger my mast cells. So if I went to a family party and I had a difficult interaction and came home and was just set off in terms of my nervous system, shaking, feeling buzzing in my body, the next day I could wake up and my whole body would be covered in pain and creates tightness within my muscles, which impacts my hypermobility. Now I'm no longer able to walk. But now, because I know what that is, I go to group medical visits, I double up on my mast cell medications, which is just like simple medications. And I'm out of pain so much more quickly. I came to ABB, I was on like lorazepam for panic attacks. I had albuterol for asthma. I have not had to take my um, lorazepam once since I've been at ABB because I'm not viewing it as panic attack. I'm viewing it completely different as dysautonomia. And I haven't had to use my albuterol because you're actually treating the underlying, the systemic issue. Honestly, the unified lens has been everything to me for my health. And what has been so helpful is gaining the knowledge to recognize symptoms really early and connect those symptoms. The best part of this lens for me is that I no longer believe not just too sensitive or too anxious, that there actually is something happening physiologically and that I have a way to address that now. I think so many people suffer in silence.
Going to the doctor, and I had always sort of, in my heart of hearts, I had always sort of thought, I think probably my body's talking to me for a reason, and probably there's something about my body that probably this stuff that's going on in my body makes sense. I don't know how to make sense of it, but probably it's out there and there's a way to make sense of it. I just don't have the tools. And partly that was my search with healthcare providers. But then the more healthcare providers I went to, the more I began to doubt whether that knowing was possible. And I didn't feel confident like they got what was going on in my body. The ways that I would try to express that did not register for them as concerns, or they just do a test and it wouldn't show much in a medical sense, and that would be the end of it.
And what was it like for you to learn that many of your health challenges could be viewed through one unified lens?
It's been fantastic and liberating. Now it's like I'm working in partnership with my healthcare professional. We're both learning together. What's happening in me is real. It's taken seriously. I get my healthcare professional's expertise. I can go to my healthcare professional honestly and say, this is, this weird thing is happening and I don't get it. And my healthcare professional will go, that really makes sense, or let's see together how that could make sense, and we can think through together. And so now all of a sudden I have a body that's not an alien being, and that in and of itself is health producing.
Did you ever think there were people who experienced the physical things that you were experiencing all as one pattern? Like, was that a surprise?
That was a huge surprise. I mean, like to find physical patterns of and that those physical patterns could make sense, and that tons of other people were experiencing them. That was just like, wow, that was mind blowing. That was and really exciting.